What's going on, y'all? It is a rainy storm checking in for the sun sign series. Sun throughout the houses in astrology. I am your cosmic rootwork astrologer, specializing in what am I specializing in? Specializing in evolutionary astrology. For those of y'all that are checking in for the first time, welcome to my humble abode. And for those of y'all that are returning, you already know what it is. I hope everybody's doing good. I hope everybody's doing great. If you haven't already, y'all make sure y'all check out. I'm currently doing my bookings for tip base and also barter and trade, so you can definitely check out those links below. Make sure y'all subscribe to my newsletter, my monthly new moon newsletter. If you do, you'll be sent a free houses in astrology course, as well as checking out my membership down below, and also my podcast. Okay, so for sun in the ninth house astrology, what is the sun first and foremost? The sun energy represents our vitality, right? This is our passion, our energy, and also like our lessons that we are coming to learn in this particular lifetime. The moon is pretty much, the moon is more so like past, uh, you know, past life, lineage, mothership, memory, nostalgia, all that stuff. And it also illuminates, but the sun is like more so of like our ego and what we are coming to learn, the lessons that we're coming to learn in this lifetime. It illuminates anything it touches. And so when we talk about this ninth house in astrology, and the sun actually being ruled over Leo, it energizes whatever it touches, right? And so to be a sun in the ninth house, you definitely want to look at the whole chart and you want to see what your sun is connected to in aspect. But I will say just overall, when it comes to the lessons, I would say that you would come to learn, the ninth house being ruled by Sagittarius, this definitely comes in as an energy that is ruled by expansion. It wants to come in to expand whatever it touches. It wants to come in and basically go the distance, whether that's physical distance into a foreign country. So maybe you have a lifetime of learning or being in a different culture, being immersed in a different culture, whether you're living in another culture or whether you just are traveling abroad. You might have noticed that maybe in your this particular incarnation, and even if you haven't, you might feel like a yearning to want to go the great distance, or yearning to want to go to a different place or a different country, and kind of seeing how that kind of pans out for you and things. So that could definitely be something that comes up for you in this lifetime. Also, like being immersed in, maybe you have a knack for speaking another language, or wanting to speak another language, or exploring a different world of cultural backgrounds. Maybe you're into doing some type of foreign trade, or maybe thought about doing foreign trade. And foreign trade doesn't necessarily always have to be about the numbers. Sometimes foreign trade could even be really like trading goods, you know what I mean, being some type of merchant, if you will. Those are some of the things that can definitely come up here. Also too, traveling, teaching, and mentoring. Now, if you're not specifically traveling and teaching or mentoring in some way, then you might end up having some type of mentorship in your lifespan. So maybe, for example, if you are into maybe you have like some type of fighter style, like I don't know why jujitsu is coming to me first thing. I always like to say some type of martial arts, and maybe you have like some type of trainer that comes into your life, or a mentor that comes into your life, and they teach you, different art forms, or different forms of styles of fighting and defense. Or like I said, you go through this lifetime learning these different experiences, and you end up teaching those experiences, whether that's in a setting, like a formal setting, or an informal setting of, teaching and learning and things like that. Also too, ninth house definitely deals also with, we talk about philosophy, but I feel like ninth house really opens certain parts of your mental energy and mind. Third house is more like, the environment that's around you. The ninth house, because you're going the distance and you're leaving your comfort zone, which is the things that you've already known, this kind of unlocks something in your brain that expands it. So, if you, for example, that third house energy, which is the opposite of the ninth house energy that we're talking about with the sun here, you were, maybe you learned something close to home, like the ways in which your belief system is also ninth house too. So maybe you, for example, maybe you grew up in a Christian background, and this is just a wide example. It doesn't mean that you necessarily had to, but you grew up in this particular background. You've always had this particular faith that you were like really attached to in some way, shape, or form, whether that was just through you yourself or your family was very gravitated to this sort of thing, right? And then you go, in this incarnation, you start to question those things a little bit, and you start to really dive into like, well, wait, what are my actual beliefs? Like, what do I believe in beyond like what I was taught when I was younger? And you start to go and explore these things outside of, like I said, that third house neighborhood, family, cousins, uncle, brothers and sisters dynamic, and you go the distance, and it takes you out of your comfort zone. It challenges your ways of thought, your ways of thinking, your ways of being. And, you can go through a complete level up here, or, just like I said, taking in new types of information. But other than that, that is what I have for Sun in the ninth house. We're going to finish this series up this week in the ninth, our Sun in the 12th house. And then we'll move over to Moon through the houses. So y'all make sure y'all go check that out. Like I said, make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. And also please comment down below, because I love to hear y'all's comments. And I will see y'all on the next one. All right. Deuces. Oh, it's a rainy storm checking in, checking out without a doubt. Deuces.